All right. So typically you'll have, not every day, but usually we'll have some page like this with some general notes on we'll look at. And then since we don't have books, the homework will be pretty similar. Still be on a handout or what have you. As far as the place values at the top. So for our place values, for left of the decimal, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then of course we just go 10,000, 100,000, so on and so forth. So I'll let you some space there at the top where you can get those in. And we're just working with place value and writing the numbers today. On the right side of the decimal, starts with tenths, then hundredths. So we just want to get the TH on the end. Thousandths, so on and so forth. So the main idea would be there's no ones. Right, it starts at tenths. Usually I say think of money. I mean, if you have 20 cents, that's 2 dimes. So that's tenths, not ones. Think of it like that. So that first place value there. Now, a lot of times on the notes, sometimes we'll go through all the ones you have on the paper. Sometimes we won't. Shorter period, we'll kind of skip around here so you have time to do and complete your homework. Okay. But we have our general place values there. Then we look at number 1. What does the digit 4 mean in the number? So number 1 has, so it's asking, what is this 4? What place value is the 4 in? 10,000. That's a comma, not a decimal. So there's a comma there. So this would be the 10,000s. So 4 sitting in the 10,000s place. I move to the second number. All right, so that's a comma, not a decimal. So what is now the 4 in? Tens. The second one over. We're sitting in the tens place. Well, let's skip over to number 5. Told you we'll skip around a little bit in the notes, especially on these half days. So skip over to number 5. Okay. So we have a 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Which digit is in the hundreds place? The 5. The hundreds is the 5. And what about the ones? 7. Too bad there. Okay. Let's skip down to number 7. Let me write the number up here. Okay. And we're asked for the millions and the thousands. So which digit is in the millions place? 8. And how about the thousands place? 6. Okay there? Okay, now we're going to look at writing some out. So on the back side. Now, as far as a test is concerned, of course I want you to spell it correctly, but if you misspell a word, I'm not going to penalize you necessarily for that. I'm not worried about that, okay? We're trying to make sure we get the words in the right fashion, okay? So when I read this number, if I read it out loud, it would be 135,060. What we want to be careful of is we don't say 135,060. The and refers to the decimal, okay? So if you think of money, like if you have money, I don't know, so go $2.35, you would say $2.35. That and's where the decimal is. Okay? So we don't want an and sitting in here. That's usually the common mistake. So if I write this out, 135,000. So usually I kind of think of it in chunks. If I didn't have the 060, I'd read that as 135. All right, so read it the same way. 135,060. All right, so picture kind of before the comma, after the comma. So before the comma, 135. After the comma, 60. Then I'm just putting my place value in. So I'd have 135,060. Everybody okay there? Okay. The next one up here. Now on the page, this number didn't show up with a comma, but we know the comma would be right there. Okay, there should be a comma after that 3. So then when I'm writing it out, I look before the comma, I see 3. Then its place value would be 1,000. So 3,000. Then after the comma, 72. Everybody okay there? Okay, you write out the third one, or number 10. I'll put the number up here, then I'll write it out. Write it out, see what you come up with. I'm not going to penalize you for it, because it's hard. Usually we'll put one sometimes here, 31. Okay. But not enough. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. All right, looks pretty good. 70,000. 146. 70,146. Okay, now let's go in reverse. So on 11, we're asked to find the number 32,905. Still think before the comma, after the comma. So before the comma, you see 32,000. 32,000. There's my comma. 905. 905. 905. 12. 48,000. We're going to have 48. There's my 1,000. And then how do we write 17? Just 17? 017. All right, because got to make sure we have that hundreds place in there, which we didn't have any hundreds. 13. 206,000. There's my 206, comma. 107. 107. 107. Okay there. We won't worry about 14. Well, some of you already have 14 down. Let me get it down. 10 million. 10. 354,000, so 354, comma, 203, 203. You okay there? Now,